So the Turkish online retailer Hepsiburada has been dubbed the Amazon of the East, selling everything from electronics to food and toys and books and other consumer packaged goods. Despite Turkey's economic instability, the company has managed to thrive, and its founder and chairwoman, who, by the way, has joined us at MPW events, we've always been delighted to have her, she sees a slowing economy as an opportunity as customers move from offline to online. To share her views of e-commerce and entrepreneurship, please welcome Hanzade Doğan-Boyner and Fortune's Claire Zillman. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
As Nina mentioned, you have a really interesting personal narrative, and I'm going to try to sort of briefly cover it. So your father owns and publishes one of Turkey's top newspapers, so big family business. And you briefly worked for the family business, but you decided to break off from it, and that was maybe arguably a harder path to take, to start Hepsiburada by buying up a very small electronics seller.
Yes.
Can you talk about that decision? Why did you sort of break free from the path that was essentially set for you?
Sure. I started working at my father's company, who was at the time the largest media conglomerate in our region. I had a vision of how to turn the traditional media company into the 21st century communication company. Things didn't go as I planned. There was a lot of resistance. The culture didn't work with what I wanted to do. It was a difficult decision. I moved away. I moved out and started my own company. I got lucky. It all turned out good. I'm happy I did what I did.
Right, right. I mean, did you ever feel like you had to prove yourself once you took that path, or that you were sort of in competition with the family business to some degree?
Yeah, I've always been driven. So my drive did not come after I left the company. It was probably my drive that pushed me out of the company.
Okay. So Hepsiburada is also often called the Amazon of Turkey, or the Amazon of the East. How do you feel, and I have some numbers, so in 2018 you had nearly $800 million annual revenue. What are you on track for this year?
I mean, we're growing at 60–70% a year, so we're obviously past those numbers. I mean, in terms of business model, yes, we are very similar. We have a retail arm as well as a marketplace arm where the sales are driven through third-party merchants. But I mean, we are fundamentally very different in our soul compared to the global giants like Amazon. We are, like, Amazon takes pride in disrupting, almost exterminating retail, whereas we take pride in helping the digitalization process of retail. We are not disruptors. We believe we have grown to this scale through cooperation. Our partnerships with retail industry is very critical for our platform. So in terms of business model, yes, of course, we are similar, but in terms of our soul, our culture, the way we do business is different. At Hepsiburada, we always say this is where Silicon Valley meets with Grand Bazaar. Because at one hand, we use machine learning technologies, AI, to improve our search engine, to improve our recommendation engine, to enhance our picking algorithms at our operation centers. On the other hand, we are commercial, we are tradesmen. When we sit with our suppliers, with our merchants, we know what they need, and we form true, powerful partnerships.
So earlier this year in an interview, you said you sell everything but groceries. And now, since then, you've introduced groceries.
Yes.
So what's next? What's the next thing you're going to sell or business you're going to introduce?
Sure. Let me tell you about the grocery. For many years, we looked into grocery, and I've always said food is a different ball game. The unit economics doesn't add up. How do you deliver a package of $10 within 1 hour and make profit on it? However, we have found a way where unit economics works, and we've signed a partnership with Carrefour, and we use their stores to deliver within next hour. It's a very large selection, from fish, meat to apples, to some important non-food items that our customers might want it instantly. It's a big move. We are very excited about it. We believe it will enhance the growth of our platform significantly. And what is next? When we think about the future of our business, the theme that comes up, it's about online-offline conversion, and we are talking about a seamless integration of online and offline. Not conversion, seamless integration. So, we know buy online, pick offline. That's almost a primitive way of what's coming forward. For the next generation, the differentiation of those two words are becoming blurrier, and we will see that, instant buying, just, stores that you just go with your phone and the product gets delivered to your home within 1 hour. So that's a theme that comes up. And of course, AI is also changing how we get to know the customers more and more.
What problem do you see that do you have now that you think AI could help solve? Or what's the next implementation of it for you?
Sure. When we talk about AI, the problems that AI will solve and the problems that AI will create, we need to think both of them simultaneously. AI basically is a better usage of our data. The data is, we sit on big data. Our every move is being collected, and then how you formulate that data to understand exactly what you want and to give you exactly what you need, which is the benefit of AI in terms of e-commerce. On the downside, of course, there's privacy issues and more regulations that are coming that we need to think about.
Right. I'm going to go to questions in a minute, but before I do that, you mentioned regulation, and when you talk about the Amazons of the world and platform like yours that want to be all things to all people, that's coming under more and more scrutiny from regulators. How do you feel about this movement or the idea of breaking up big tech?
I'm not shy to say that we do have to think about regulations. There is a wealth concentration, there is a power concentration, and then the usage of public data. Europe is more advanced than US in terms of introducing some regulations, and also there is, with globalization, we've got the benefits of the globalization, but on the other hand, we see certain companies avoiding taxes in certain countries, which I believe needs further regulations introduced. So, when we do our businesses, we do think about the impact of our actions to our nation, to global economy, and we're not, that is going to come in my view, and I support further regulations. Of course, it needs to be done thinking with the global benefit of the regulations. Right. It should be done correctly, but I expect more to come.
Right. we have any questions from the audience? We have one right here in front. If you could wait for the mic in the red suit. Thank you. And if you don't mind introducing yourself and standing.
My name is May, and I'm from Washington, D.C. Recently, Nike has announced that they are no longer going to be available on Amazon. They would like to go direct to consumer. That is a trend the brands are seeking in order to get closer access and data. So what do you think you are poised to do in the competition where in the future a lot of the sales will come from brands directly to consumer?
Yes, it is true. Certain brands wants to go direct to the consumer, and I believe that's the right strategy for certain brands. On the other hand, we have recently signed a partnership agreement with Apple, which we always sold Apple products, but through this partnership, we are the only platform that works directly with Apple. They do their launches on our platform. They do their strongest promotions on our platform. So we don't see it as a threat because we don't have to have every single brand on our platform. The retail market is large enough. It's growing for us to work with some brands, and some brands are, if that's the right strategy, they can go directly, which has a lot of cost and complications. It's not easy to create. We have 150 million visits a month to our platform. It's not easy for any single brand to create that kind of reach, but if they want to take the challenge, I think they should.
Yeah. We have another question right here.
Hi, congratulations, Bashir Jandra, Chairman of Calculac.
Thank you.
In the year 9 of Amazon, they spent literally about 80% of their total revenues on the technology, in the development of the technology stack. How do you are addressing your technology roadmap, and how are you developing technology skills for the data and the AI and overall the warehousing and distribution technologies?
Sure. We have 3 licensed R&D centers in Turkey that we operate. We are a tech company at heart. Technology is when you look at our marketing department, you will see the majority of employees having engineer's degrees. So we are a technology company. Everything we do is driven by technology, and we do invest heavily into technology to build up our platform and to enhance all the features we have.
You have a really interesting initiative that speaks to the reach of your platform with women entrepreneurs. Do you just want to tell us what you're doing with that?
Sure. 2 years ago, when we looked at our platform, only I think 1% of the revenues, the GMV of the platform was coming from enterprises that are owned by women. And we wanted to do something real, something that will have real impact in support of women entrepreneurs. And we've launched a program called Technology Power to Women Entrepreneurs. And it's a very solid program. Basically, as a woman entrepreneur, you come to us, we train you, we show you how to use digital marketing tools. We onboard your products free of charge. We give you free delivery. We give you, in our algorithms of buy box, we advantage you. So basically, if you are a woman entrepreneur, you're selling the same kind of a product, you will have an advantage of coming first versus other products. We promote these entrepreneurs on our homepage, and when you reach to 50,000 TL revenue, you graduate from the program and new woman comes. And currently, 4,000 women entrepreneurs are in our program. 9% of GMV comes from women entrepreneurs. It did have an immense impact. I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy. and we will continue to support
it's a
the
great,
program.
great note to end on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hanzade.
Thank you.
This way.